think San Antonio will win the next one at their home, but then it's going to be tough after that. And I think Miami, they go back to Miami win that one. But I still think it's going to go to Game 7. I think Miami wins it in 7.
7-game series? 7? No, you're saying 6
San Antonio in 6. And the reason why I trust San Antonio's big 3 more than I trust Miami's big 3. That highlight by Wade, that was one of the few things he's done so far in the playoffs. Chris Bosh finally had a good game, but I just don't trust them. And I think
crying here. You probably want to sail on a Titanic with that kind of talk. Dennis was telling me earlier. He said, "Don't listen to the other Dennis. He doesn't know what he's talking about."
Is that what he said?
Popovich is a better coach also, and he'll make the adjustments. And I really think San Antonio wins the next 2 games,
I'll give
and
you
they
that.
win in 6.
He's a better coach. But how do you? LeBron finds his jump shot. D. Wade showing why he's playing like he did when he was with Shaq and they won a championship. You know, they're out there in the game now.
I feel like that's why San Antonio is in this, because of the good coaching and the good team that they have. But at the same time, players play this game. Coaches only coach.
Right.
So with the big 3 of Miami, long as they get enough ice tubs, keep their body fresh,
Ice tubs.
then Miami win this game. It's too much. That's too much talent. You see, when they play well, it's not even close. But San Antonio, good thing for them, they have good role players. So if them role players come out to play, then it makes it a tough game for Miami.
You know what? It's 2-2, and Ginobili hasn't even played well. And I think Manu's going to step up. He's going to have a big game, either Game 5 or Game 6, and that's going to be the
That's all we're
difference.
talking about. Who has a good game, who has
Tony
a bad
Parker,
game.
though, you know what? How bad is that injury? First half he does okay. Second half he's not even in the game.
Right.
And if he goes down, geez, they're done. I hate to break that to you.
You know what
but
got
they're
lost in all of this?
Agreed.
I love this. Let me show this, because this is the second time a Heat player has been fined. And LeBron James was fined. Did you see the flop by Chris Bosh? This flop is so obvious, you guys. Are you kidding me? $5,000 fine.
You know what, Liz, seriously, NBA players are so big, they're so fast, and they're so strong. And when I see Chris Bosh doing this is not only an embarrassment to himself, it's an embarrassment to the league. And the NBA hopefully will do something in the offseason to look at this. And like you said, $5,000, that's a drop in the bucket to that guy. Right, he's making $17 million this year. They've got to up that, Andy. It's got to be a $20,000, $25,000 fine to eliminate this kind of stuff.
You know what, but he flopped, and they didn't count the basket, so the flop worked. So what if he got fined $5,000? So what, he got five pennies? You know, and it still works.
Well, they are trying to address it, and that's what the NBA have come to, because being a football player, you know, we get hit way harder than that and don't phase us at all. But basketball, that's how they've come to. And if it could change the game and, like you said, take away 2 points off the scoreboard, then it works. And you say $5,000 out of my bank account?
Who
That's
cares?
still
That or a championship.
It's all about winning, right?
Yeah.
And as somebody, we're fans and we watch. I mean, you were in the blood, sweat, and tear of the game. I mean, you do it to win.
You do what you have to do to win, and I did certain things that I probably shouldn't have done, but I've done it.
Really, Dennis?
To give
Like
my
what?
chance to
Come on,
win.
Like what, Dennis? Like what?
Well, what happened was,
Was it the bounty ball? You weren't involved with it.
I knew I wouldn't get it. Yes, Dennis, what are you going to say?
I just think it takes away from the integrity of the game. I understand your point. You know, okay, he saved them 2 points and all that, but come on. Like I said,
Players blame the refs. You know, players blame the refs. They say if the refs
they're
were
not gonna
fast
take
enough,
responsibility for
if the
this,
refs
you know?
were fast enough to get down the court and they could see what was really going on, you know, maybe they need better refs. That's what the players say.
and I think in all sports, if it works, then it becomes a rapid with everybody else doing it in the league.
Right.
And we see when our superstars, Kobe's and LeBron James, when they start doing it, then it migrates to everyone else in the league, and that's why
No
we
doubt.
have so much of it. But the league have done a great job in starting to find it, and it will become more. But right now, it's just the beginning of it.
All right, so did you see this last night? Because I kind of thought this was pretty comical. LeBron's choice of clothing. You know, these guys always wear something, right? Look at this.
Wow.
Camouflage.
Wow.
Come on, LeBron.
Now, what's that telling you? What was LeBron up to? What'd that mean? We're at war?
I
Bad
could just hear Charles Barkley now, you know, on TNT commenting about this. Come on, LeBron, what are you thinking?
Think that was a fishing outfit, maybe?
And the glasses are gone. I remember last year was the Westbrook and they were wearing the nice black glasses at the press conferences.
Yeah, I love NBA style. I think it's great. It's either bad style or something. Let's talk about Chris Paul and Dwight Howard. Let's switch it up now and talk about this, because all of a sudden it's all about Chris Paul and Dwight Howard and where they go. But we had Chris Paul and Good Day LA this week, and I want to show you this little clip. But apparently, because we weren't allowed to talk basketball with him, but that didn't stop us from trying much.
Is this the point when I ask you if George Karl's going to be the coach of the Clippers?
I don't know.
Shame.
Your guess is as good as mine.
I like him, though.
Look at Chris Paul, CP3 not talking. I'm pretty sure he laid down some ground rules with our people, because all he was talking about was his new cologne. He likes to smell good. That's why he was on. A lot of coaches out there, even Doc Rivers. So he won't comment on who the coach of the Clippers is going to be. And now we're hearing reports that Chris Paul and Dwight Howard are talking about forming a dream team together. Of course they're talking about forming a dream team. Wouldn't you talk to somebody if you were a free agent and you wanted to form a dream team?
Absolutely. The big three started, and like you know, once somebody starts something, It's a domino effect.
Right.
So long as they come into the Lakers, I have no problems with it.
I don't know. You mean you hear Atlanta all of a sudden? I've heard about Houston possibly trying to go after both of them. My big thing with Dwight Howard, and I know he's probably the best center in the league, but I just question his maturity. I think the way he handled himself in Orlando that last year there, I want to go, I want to stay. He comes to the Lakers. I don't think he could handle the pressure of winning. So wherever he goes, he can't be superstar 1A. He's got to be superstar 1B.
Well, we've seen it, and you see it. Dwight Howard doesn't look like Dwight and Kobe get along too well. We don't know for sure, but that's certainly the talk. They don't get along very well. So maybe Dwight hits the road. Maybe he and Chris Paul do get along. Chris Paul, Dwight Howard, does Blake Griffin get in on that? Is it all with the Clippers? Wow.
But if this was Kobe, let's say, talking about getting together, with two other big stars, maybe it's Kobe and Durant talking, then suddenly I'm all ears because these guys, to me, are the heavy hitters. Chris Paul, all due respect, but. And Howard,
are you kidding?
Mr. Howard?
Chris Paul, he's great.
Well, I'm not saying he's not great, but Chris Paul, and then you have Kobe. I mean, again, as a fan,
Chris
I'm
Paul
just saying.
taking you to that next level.
I don't see that happening. But if Kobe says, "Hey, I'm going to team up with Kevin Durant," you throw in somebody else, and maybe you throw in.
Kobe have that old school mentality. He would never do that. He'd rather go out and try to win it by himself.
All alone.
But guys aren't like that, right? It's
Even
old
though he's
school
old,
now.
and Kobe's only not like that anymore because he's older and he understands he needs help, and he's not the old Kobe he used to be.
And he's got a bad Achilles.
So
yeah, right. But the point is, you think about if you get these big names, though, and again, I hope that Chris Paul doesn't leave the Clippers. Certainly, I don't think anybody wants to see that.
No, I don't think he wants to leave LA, from what I hear.
But how about Howard? People, when you say that to them, they're saying, well, maybe he should go. Because we want Kobe to be happy, and if Howard's here, maybe Kobe's not happy.
I think Kobe wants Howard. I think it's just defining your role on a team. The biggest thing. Dwight Howard wanted more he wanted more plays through him. But Dwight Howard don't have a big offensive game. And so when you have Kobe, you have Steve Nash, and you have Paul Gasol, it's not enough balls to go around. Howard, you tighten up the defense. You make everything, you can do whatever you want to get us to play on defense, but know your role. And on offense, I'll take care of that and getting other guys involved, and we get you involved, but it's not going to be you, the center point of our offense.